against Caruana is one of the biggest. Alexander Grishuk against Faustino Oro. That's the clash of generations. But here we go. It's two world-class players.
Already in the 5th round. That is a big matchup.
Already.
This is a treat. And Caruana goes for a King's Indian setup, which usually means an interesting game.
Mm-hmm. Is this the bluff? Does this mean he definitely will not play the King's Indian defense at the candidates tournament?
Probably.
I also am so interested in how they make these opening choices when they're playing so many games online against other top players and you don't want to be admitting any of your preparations. It must be very difficult to kind of save your good preparations for when it really matters in the candidates.
Well, as a top player, you know basically everything. Like most of these players can play all the openings. They know a lot of the ideas. Maybe they're not too confident in certain openings, but still, when it's blitz, you can just do whatever. And I think many of them just choose opening based on how they want the game to be. If they want fighting chess, if they want strategic positional maneuvering chess, stuff like this. So I would say that this indicates that Caruana wants a fighting game.
Yeah, it's funny because if he was thinking about the opponent, this is probably not the opening to play. Really dynamic, allows Arjun to attack. But it probably matches Fabiano's mood. Just kind of, let's go for it. Let's go for the win. Let's try to shake off those ghosts, those memories from a few days ago. This King's Indian defense has turned into what looks like a Benoni.
Yeah.
With this pawn structure against White's central pawns. And the opening of the f-file, White pushing f4, means he's going to go for the attack. Long-term, Black's doing okay with a strong knight, but I do fear short-term, White's going to have some attack initiative going.
Yeah, the engine really hates the Benoni and it hates the King's Indian. It always gives such a massive advantage for White, but in practical play, it's not as easy as the engine says it is. So I wouldn't write Caruana off yet, at least. But I have to admit that I like White's position, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Arjun's doing the idea that you guys did show with the arrows, and he probably is a player who likes this kind of attacking chess. So interesting strategy from Caruana to pick this opening against him.
Can White win the f7 pawn here?
Oh yeah, White could have taken the knight and then taken a pawn. Maybe he was just reluctant to give up his dark squared bishop this early. But yeah, I mean, it's just so natural and easy for White to play this position. I do quite like what Fabiano is doing, though. He's saying, okay, I'm going to stare at your queen. I'm maybe going to bring my knight forward. He's going to just try and put everything on dark squares. But Arjun doesn't care. He's just going to double up on the f-file. I actually thought his rook might swing over a bit earlier. I've seen Arjun do that before in this exact pawn structure. But this time he goes for the doubled rooks. And Fabiano just brings his remaining pieces into the game.
Yeah. So he doubles up. I probably think Caruana is going to bring his rook into the game somehow. f8, e8 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe f8.
Yeah, just to defend.
Yeah.
Defend this weak pawn.
There's also this break with f5 sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a cool move. Would lead to some real complications. And wow, good call.
Yeah. It's not a good move, but
the idea
is what he plays. Well,
he's listening to the broadcast clearly. That's
this is hard to evaluate.
Wow. Okay, so the White Queen moves. Now there is a big threat of taking this knight, and then the Black Bishop would be hit. It didn't work earlier because the Black Bishop would have hit the White Queen.
Yeah, and the pawn on h6 is hanging as well. It seems like this is maybe just collapsing for Fabi here.
Yeah, looks like just tactically it loses a pawn. But okay, the game goes on. He's still got two strong pieces. The knight, maybe the bishop. If he can defend the bishop.
Yeah. He needs to move the bishop, I suppose.
Maybe
where to go, though? d7, maybe?
Looks like one of these two squares.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, that one.
This one.
Very active.
Yep. Never go backwards, always forward.
Words to live by. Okay, pawn down for Fabiano, but still looking for activity here. He might double up his rooks.
Yeah, under some pressure, but maybe he can conjure up some sort of attack here.
That's the thing about the Benoni and whoa, blunder.
Oh, how?
I was going to say, Benoni, you always get counter chances, you always get tricks. But why was that last move a blunder? Apparently, knight into d3 was a super strong move there. For very unclear reasons.
Yes.
I think essentially the knight into d3, white would have had to take it as it was a fork. And if the white rook on f1 had moved away, then rook f8 would have been a skewer. But yeah, long variation, difficult to see in blitz.
Can't blame the players for that one.
No, it's like this knight on e5 is black's best piece by a long stretch. So you're very reluctant to give it up unless you really have to. I mean, it's hard to look for such moves in this time control.
Yeah, and it was like a one-off random move in the middle of an abyss there. Like, yeah, I think unless we told Fabiano there was something there, difficult to spot. And okay, the game goes on. Much better for white because he's a pawn up. But I don't think it's that easy.
It does.
It's kind of like both players are kind of attacking at the same time, which is very weird to see. Like, it's both Caruana's king, who has no pawns in front of him, and there's also these two rooks that are trying to attack Arjun's king. So, wow. It's
they've just
chaotic.
occupied the file each. Like, black is controlling the G file, white is controlling their file. Let's see who can make better use of their file.
Yeah, and Fabiano being low on time does scare me a bit.
Yeah.
We saw what happened at the Freestyle World Championship. He's one of those players who needs time. Arjun maybe is a bit more trusting of his instincts.
Okay, so maybe trade now.
Looks natural.
Yeah, okay, maybe not.
That's a weird square though. What's it actually doing? That black bishop suddenly. He needed to buy himself some time. His rook is now hit.
Now queen h6.
Yeah.
For the third or fourth time? No.
Ooh. That's a cool move. Rook takes pawn would be strong if it wasn't for a rook check there from white. Suddenly the bishop is under fire, but can retreat.
Yeah, no worries.
Maybe the rook can block as well if he wants to be super safe.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now he wants to trade the queens.
Okay.
Hikaru has won his game. He's back on 4 out of 5 after losing in round 4 against Rudik Makarian. So a disappointing result for Hikaru, but good to see that he is getting back on the horse. Can still win this title Tuesday if he wins all of his games.
Bishop c2 is probably needed to prevent knight e4, but no. Knight e4.
Yeah, knight to e4 looked very strong with some fork ideas if the black bishop had moved or taken a pawn.
Yeah, still knight e4. Or trade rooks and then go knight e4.
Yeah, this looks very, very good for Arjun Erigaisi.
Gobble up all the pawns and... yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Time is evening out a bit though.
Yeah, I was worried for Fabi's clock, but it was a complicated position where they both spent quite a bit of time. Less than a minute for both of them now. 2 passed pawns for Arjun.
Yeah, Fabiano needs to somehow get rid of all the queenside pawns, trade off the knights, and then give his bishop up for the G pawn.
Within 36 seconds.
Yeah. He's won one of the pawns, but all of his pieces are elsewhere. The white pawns are storming forward. Is now the time to push. Arjun goes with his king.
Well, like just looking at the position... Oh,
looking at the position, it looks very close to a draw.
It does.
If black gets 1 or 2 more moves, but pawns are strong. Pawns are pushing. They're pushing again.
And the king is blocked off.
He can't do anything. If the black bishop stops the advance of this pawn, the white bishop trades off.
Okay, so he's resigning.
And there we go. Fabi resigns. Arjun takes the win.
And gets to a perfect score of 5 points. And here we have the battle of generations. We've got Alexander